Welcome to Dollars and Cents. Our podcast is designed to provide listeners with financial advice in a language you can understand. Created and hosted by Marc Freedman, President and CEO at Freedman Financial, he discusses timely topics that help individuals and families make smart financial decisions. Count on lots of energy, candid discussion, and a few laughs. And now, here's your host of Dollars and Cents, Marc Freedman of Freedman Financial.
Welcome back to another edition of Dollars and Cents with Freedman Financial. My name is Marc Freedman.
And I'm Marion Gilman.
And we're not in the office today. Guess what? Where are we, Marion?
We are on the road.
We are on the road. Go ahead.
We're at Northwestern University in Evanston, Illinois, just outside of Chicago.
Yeah, so we're here for an educational conference that Marion and I get invited to every year. I understand it's the 12th time we have been on this conference where it's been at a college campus.
Absolutely, and it is a fabulous conference. Unfortunately, we've only had one brief day so far of the conference, so we don't have a lot to report yet. Next week we'll have something really great for you.
But you know what's happening? This is part of their executive education program that we do when we go to various colleges. We get invited to this, and we learn from professors, and they give us some of the same perspectives that they're offering up to the leadership teams of Procter & Gamble and Microsoft and Apple, and they actually bring it down to relevant topics for a small business like ours.
Absolutely, and they also provide information about what they're teaching the students. So some of the, some of the fundamentals as well, and so we get insight into what's going on at college campuses and the latest thinking in various fields of business management.
So it's really something that we look forward to. In fact, it's one of our favorite conferences of the year. I don't even know where we're going next year, but we've been on the campuses of MIT, of Harvard, of Wharton.
University of Chicago, Yale.
Yeah, we were at UCLA last year.
UCLA. A couple times we've been at UCLA, I think, yeah?
We went to Duke University, and I think
Duke was great, yeah.
And we went to Disney a couple years ago. You guys know how much I love Disney.
Yeah, no, he hated it.
Yeah, so we went to the Disney Leadership Conference there. Yeah. That was amazing as well. So it's a great opportunity. But so we take all of these stories and we take these conversation points and we hear from other advisors. But one of the themes that we continue to hear from advisors that actually struck a nerve with us, because it's something that's relevant, that's happened in our office recently and regularly, is the fact that many clients that we talk to, who we do financial planning for, they plan for retirement at some point in the future. And they pick a date. They pick, I want to retire at 65 or 67 or 70.
And sometimes they move it. It can change as they go along, because they might come to us when they're 55, 60 years old and think that, oh, gee, I'm going to work until 65, and then they reach 65 and say, oh, you know what, I'm really enjoying it. I'll stay a little longer.
And then something happens.
Yeah, and not in their control. So when something happens in their control, that's fine. That's one thing. They can, yes, they have some time, they can absorb it, but there are times when something comes out of the blue, they have no warning, and all of a sudden they are forced to leave their job.
Right, and I'm not talking about death. Well, death could certainly be it. Disability could be one of those things.
Right.
But what if you've been with your company for 30 some odd years? You had a top leadership position. You've seen the company grow. They've brought in some young folks. They got middle management. You're part of the upper middle management, and they get pulled into your boss's office, and they say, sorry, we're going to let you go. And they're not firing you. They're laying you off. They're giving you a year and a half's severance. I mean, a fabulous package. But that wasn't your plan. Your plan was to retire on your terms, not on their terms.
And the other scenario that we see, although it's a little less devastating, I think, is when somebody has some kind of illness that forces them to stop working. They can't physically handle the job anymore. So that's another instance where they have to retire a lot sooner than they might have ever expected. And it might not even be a lot sooner. It might be just a little bit sooner, but they're not retiring on their own terms.
So when you're thinking about retirement, oftentimes people are thinking, well, my plan is to retire at 67. And if I retired before that, period of time, oh my God, I might not be able to retire.
because you've planned for 67.
Or you've had a plan that said, I need to have a certain amount of money accumulated before I can retire.
And we've talked about this, the number. And we don't believe in the number, but a lot of people do.
Right, and so when we do financial planning, remember, we've understood your whole picture. And we've given you this scope of understanding to say, you can retire on your terms starting now, or you could have already, or here's what needs to happen in order to retire on your terms. And so when things like this person who was surprised that she was getting laid off, though handed a severance package, and it scared the daylights out of her, and she cried for days because she says, the company just doesn't get it. They don't know how much I care, how much I've done for them. But she was really more worried about the fact that, will I have enough money to retire? And when you work with certified financial planners like us, we are able to show the big picture here, to give you that scope to say, okay, I know life isn't perfect. I know this isn't what you were expecting, but you are well on your way to success. And when we have the resources and the products, the graphics, all of the technology to support that, man, is it peace of mind for clients.
You know, it's extremely reassuring when you can see that graph that we present in each and every meeting as you're moving through retirement, in retirement, getting closer to retirement, whatever it might be, where we show projected cash flow. When you can see that graph and it shows that, you know, yes, you will be okay. Yes, you can stop working now. It is just so reassuring, and it really gives a certain amount of relief to anybody who's in that situation.
Yeah, because oftentimes it's, you know, you're in this situation where people think they need to have this certain amount of money, and then they think, oh, I got to pay taxes on this money. I got to pull money out of this and that. When we line up and show you this graphical picture, when we show you the streams of income that you're going to collect, whether it's Social Security, a pension, distributions from your IRA, perhaps money that you might get from personal investments, or maybe you want to go back and do some part-time work, to see how that all works and still be able to show your net worth continuing to grow or level out. If it's not falling off a cliff, you can have some confidence that you can retire on your terms.
Because I think sometimes the first thought is, oh my God, I'm now 65 years old and I have to go out and find another job.
And many times you don't have to.
And that can be really disconcerting, because it's much more difficult to find a job at 65 than it is at 55, say, or 50.
But I think one of the daunting things for people that approach retirement is they're so used to having their paycheck direct deposited into their bank account.
Yes.
They're so used to that. It's like, there's my cash flow. I know I can count on it. And now all of a sudden, somebody isn't sending me a paycheck. And goodness, can I replace that paycheck? And who's going to do it? How is it going to get taken care of? Is somebody going to withhold the taxes? Will I be stuck with a huge tax bill when I file my taxes? That's what we remove from that fear factor there.
The good news is we can replace that paycheck with money from your assets. It can be direct deposited into your checking account, just like a paycheck was. And it gives so much, more relief to clients that I can continue my lifestyle.
And some of the most fascinating things is when we show clients, you're actually going to pay less taxes.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you get your paycheck, when you think about all the deductions that come out of your paycheck, you've got your your federal and state taxes if you pay state taxes, but you've also got the FICA tax. Maybe you pay into your 401k. Medicare, all the different things that you do. Well, when the paycheck stops, the only taxes you pay on distributions, if they're taxable at all, is federal and state taxes.
Right.
You're not having FICA or Medicare withheld from distributions you take from your investment accounts. It just doesn't happen. So your tax liability is squeezed even lower. And that's one of those huge aha moments that we provide to clients when we're doing that retirement planning.
Absolutely. And one of the items that we really encourage along the way is that you build up some money outside of retirement accounts as well as money inside retirement accounts, because anything within a traditional 401k or IRA is 100% taxable when you take it out. It's wonderful to have built up resources outside of a taxable account such as that. where you can pull out some money for extra stuff that's not taxable to you.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's about all we've got time for today. I want you to remind you that if now is the time for you to get serious about your financial planning and investment management needs, that you'll reach out to us. Our phone number, 978-531-8108. That's 978-531-8108. Or you can find out more information about Freedman Financial. Learn about the types of clients we serve, the fees we charge, how we operate, our bios, and most importantly, you can sign up for our free weekly newsletter that comes out every Friday at 10:30, lands right in your inbox. And all you got to do is go to our website, freedmanfinancial.com. That's Freedman.
2 E's and a D.
Financial.com. That's going to do it for us today from Northwestern University. It was so nice to see you. Have a wonderful 4th of July, everybody. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Have a great day.
During today's Dollars and Cents episode with Freedman Financial, your hosts may have discussed specific financial planning and investment ideas that are for general information only and not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations. Please remember that investing involves risk and may include loss of principal. Although the money market fund seeks to preserve the value of your investment at $1 per share, it is possible to lose money by investing in the fund. Always consult a certified financial planner professional, qualified attorney, or tax advisor prior to investing to determine what is appropriate for you. Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor, member FINRA SIPC.